Welcome back to the Racing Fan, brought to you by Beehive Bell Bonds, right here on 1320 KFAN, powered by you, the fan. And we're going to be talking a little Traxxas shootout coming up in the NHRA, and they saved the final spot to be voted in by the fans.
Can we vote for Shirley?
Only if I could drive Matt Hagan's car. Oh,
Back, joining us back. We conned her into staying. I'm not sure how we pulled that off, but we conned her into staying with us, Shirley Muldowney. I tell you, it's a great privilege and pleasure to have you in studio with us.
Well, it was easy to keep.
Well, you have a question? What? This isn't school.
Yeah, it is. All right. So
you are getting schooled, but this isn't school.
Okay, so I don't know. We asked. One time I was lucky enough to co-host, and we had Donald on.
Donald, like in DG?
Yes.
Yeah,
From
just
Tampa?
like,
Okay.
Yes. And I asked him
Swamp Country.
about how he felt about the 1,000-foot racing and going back to a quarter mile, and I literally thought he was going to have a coronary over the phone. You could just hear it in his voice. I think he was getting ready to punch holes in the sheetrock. So I just want to. What is your feeling about 1320 and the 1,000 feet? And what NHRA has to do and
the same page. The fans come to see a quarter mile. That is what the sport is based on. That's the foundation of the sport. 1,000 feet, they're robbing the fans. I hate it with a passion, as much as I hate the countdown. I think the countdown is just an easy way, backdoor way of getting up to a world championship. And it's an insult to what I did and how I did it. And it's just, how would you like to be a fan and have year-end paid seats at the 1,320-foot mark? You're getting to see parachutes open. So I'm not a fan, NHRA. Shirley, don't say that. It sounds like you're not a supporter. I'm a big supporter, guys. I love you all. I think your safety, all the safety factors, all the things you've done, but the 1,000 feet has got to go.
So and I wholeheartedly agree. One thing just for me, and going back through my years of racing, is Schumacher had the run, and that was
He sure did.
And that was in the countdown, and there.
Remember who he was racing.
Exactly,
okay.
and and that was involved in the countdown, and it was one run, and they had to, he had to do that, and he had to set the record, and all this in that one pass, and it was so climactic. But in 1992. You had Gary Ormsby against Joe Amato in the final round of Top Fuel. That was the whole entire season.
Just as exciting.
Down in Pomona. And I think it meant more because it was the whole season that those guys went through together, not just a 8-race setup at the end, and then, Gary Ormsby red lights down there. And
a lot of people didn't know he was dying.
Yeah. And that to me, even though Schumacher's run, that was absolutely just insane that whole thing went down in that particular manner. But I think if you have a full season, you can make it sort.
Well, it's the way it should be. How many points you accumulate, how many races you win, you get the pot of gold.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, we are joined by Shirley Muldowney here in the studio, and we're also joined by the reigning Nitro Funny Car World Champion, Matt Hagan. Matt, how are you today?
Oh my God, Matt.
She's really happy right now, buddy.
I'm in shock. Matt,
cool.
Oh my God, what a thrill. How to make my day, man, they better vote for you, or they better run for the hills because I'll kill them.
Hey, Matt, let's talk about this Traxxas shootout and what do we got to do to help you get there?
For me, it's the sugar vote for the number 4 Hagan.com and go over there and check it out. But obviously, Courtney, she's got a lot of fan votes, which is attractive to car, and you understand that. But we're trying to make you eligible to, if you get on the website, check it out. We're going to give away a car. We're going to give away
You know, Matt, you really have struggled. I mean, struggled hard up until about the last 4 races. What's changed? What have you guys done differently to bring the car around?
Yeah, well, we definitely have a different combo in the car right now. I mean, it's kind of crazy still. You go out here and, all the stuff that we've done, in the last couple of years, it's really responded. And the cars run well, and, we've been 3-wheel racing in the last 2 years, won a championship, handful of races, and then, you come out here, and this year, we cannot get it together. I mean, it's, no matter what Tommy was doing to the car or coming to do, the combo just was not responding, whether it's because we knew little parts here and there, or what was going on, it just wasn't happening. And then, so finally, maybe a little too late, maybe just in time, we just still to tell, we switched over to a different combination, and, it seems to be working and productive anyway. I mean, we're not setting the wall on fire, but we're going down the racetrack, and the car's staying lit on 8 cylinders, and things are starting to come around. But as Shirley will tell you, we've had several conversations, and it's just been a tough year. But like Shirley said, you got some stuff on here.
Yeah, that's true. The kind of the tough thing about drag racing and the cool thing about drag racing is there are no second chances. You've got to be on it, and you've got to be on it right from the get-go if you're going to get where you're headed.
1 strike and you're out.
That's true.
What it
Yeah,
is
there
in
is
the
no
sport.
3 strikes. You don't get a spin out and come back and win the race.
You know, Matt, with Indy coming up here next week, do you change your preparation going into that event? It's obviously Indy means so much to so many people, and you get a little bit of time off before that event. Does your team? I mean, how do you approach going into Indy versus just a traditional national event?
Well, obviously, I just got back home yesterday. We were up there testing and making laps and trying to figure out the racetrack a little bit. But, it ends up always being that testing is just nothing like the racetrack on race day. And so it almost kind of sometimes feels like a little bit of a waste to go down there. But you got to go, everybody's going, and that's just part of it. But, we get back home and obviously just kind of prepare yourself mentally to stay focused and get there early. So everything that you can give your team a fighting chance to go out there and go around and the thing. And for us to get ourselves a countdown, I mean, last week we would have just went around the cap, would have been in there, but now, we still need to go one more round. We're 19 points back from Bob Pasta, and hey, it's been nice that it's not, out of the question either. I mean, it's just right there. You just gotta have a good race. You don't wish bad on anybody, but definitely you need to get together, dig deep, and make things happen for yourself. I mean, nobody out there is going to give you anything. And I think Shirley's a prime example. You have to fight for everything you get out there. And what a phenomenal job she did in her career. Overcoming the odds and making things happen. That just breaks for me. Take someone like Shirley that everything's stacked against them, and they're nobody wants always stand out here didn't want to see her do well and all this stuff. And she went up there and did it. She did it. Won multiple championships, and just kind of just watch this. So I mean, that gives me drive and motivation to go out there and dig deep. And when the odds are stacked against us, we're not supposedly done well enough to be here. Now we get ourselves a chance to really make things happen for us. And it's really up to us. I mean, there's nobody that's going to. We got ourselves in a situation now. We got to get ourselves back out of the field.
Well, Matt, good luck. Going into Indy, and you can score some extra bonus points in with the 5 qualifying passes, and also good luck getting into that Traxxas shootout, because that can turn into some pretty good cash at the end of the Indy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But the small company, I mean, when pick up a few here or there, somebody picks up some on you versus us in 19 back there, we 21 within another 2 rounds instead of 1. So, it's big. We need to go in there and run well, and just do what we're supposed to do up there, and that's do our job to make sure that we're not letting everybody just put down on us.
Well, if you would like to vote for Matt, or if you have, also, I mean, Matt's not the only one. Funny Car's not the only class that working to get somebody in. There's also Top Fuel Dragster, and if you would like to vote for Matt, all you have to do is go to NHRA.com. On the lead banner, there's a banner that says Traxxas Nitro Shootout. Vote now. Click on that, and then click on Vote Now, and you'll find his name right there. It's pretty
Well,
simple.
My name's not on the list, but if you're Shirley's fan, you know who to vote for.
I think she made that pretty clear, buddy.
I don't know if I want to be on the Thursday, but I really appreciate it, and thank you so much, Shirley. We love you to death.
Thank you. Well, I love you too, Matt. That's very obvious. Thank you.
Thanks, bud. Hey, we'll be watching you in Indy. You too. Well, folks, I would like to tell you about an automotive shop right here in Salt Lake City. It's B&K Automotive. If you're looking for a high-quality mechanic and a trusted repair shop, give them a call at 801-987-3455. Either talk to Dave Butters or Mike Keller. Either way, give them a buzz. Take it on down there. When we come back, rather than talking animals or talking tracks of shootout, we're going to talk straight up drag racing with Shirley Muldowney. You're listening to The Racing Fan, brought to you by Beehive Bell Bonds, right here on 1320 KFAN, powered by you, the supercharged fan.
What happens when you're looking
I'll probably
for
get
a
in trouble.
co-host
I'll probably
who's
get in trouble for
eager
doing
to
that.
locate, is smart,
But
but
what
can
he
knock
won't know.
anyone's teeth out.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you that.
His own show. It's OC on
Isn't he
Sports.
well-spoken? Isn't he?
Middays,
Oh, he's
11
fantastic.
p.m.
He's
By
so
you,
cool.
the
If you
sports
could-
fans. This
you
is
could
the
bring up a
all-new
picture of him.
1320
Of
KFAN.
Matt?
I want her to
show
see
me the
him.
picture, Hagen. He's dreamy.
He's dreaming.
Oh, he
my,
is.
you should
He's the
hear
most
that.
handsome man I've ever set my eyes on.
Dude.
Yeah, sorry guys, I
You're-
love you.
No, you're right.
That he's
Hagen's
dreaming.
dreaming.
He is.
13 years.
Drivers. Let's go, drivers. Full throttle. Here's a picture of Maddie.
255-0936. Christian Roberts Mortgage. 255-0936.
Maybe.
What I enjoy most
Yeah,
about
he's
being
This,
a
this computer's moving and it's
Schumacher
smell today.
racing.
It's a joy for me to watch families move along in life. I'm Dr.
There we
Brent
go.
Sands. For over 20
There's
years,
Matt
I've
right
advised the
there.
cosmetic and
Oh,
family industry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't he
he's
something?
dreamy.
Make it bigger.
Is that
I
a
can't-
specimen or what?
Make it bigger.
Isn't he
Go sit
beautiful?
down.
Incredible stuff. I'm confident you'll appreciate your experience.
You know, when
Call us today,
Tasca screwed him up on the starting line the year before and messed with him and then danced on his car at the end of the racetrack, so proud of himself that he screwed Matt out of his championship, that is when I fell in love with Matt. And I said, Tasca, you're toast because I am gonna drill you every chance I can. And I did at every press conference the next
You get a
year.
chance to poke his.
I poked him big time, yes. Yeah, he won't even look at me, scared to death to mess with me.
I had two choices. I could either eat
Steve,
whatever I want.
you see Brian Wilson over there?
3 years, or
Who?
I could
Brian
join what
Wilson.
would be on
No.
my team.
Who's Brian Wilson?
Oh, that's his, okay, he's so,
That fabulous beard. I mean,
yeah, but get a razor.
Love Brian Wilson.
Quite a beard.
Is Shane back calling me today?
Yeah, he is the second hour though.
Well, good, then I'm not gonna be.
Hey, will you do me a favor and make sure nobody.
Matt didn't know that was coming, did he?
No, I make that happen real quick.
So let's see now, it's
That's.
it's
I called his.
quarter to
I
nine.
called his PR.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
well, yeah,
10:30.
he's out mending the fences
fences.
and taking care of the animals in the
Running
morning.
cows. Would you make sure that they don't park somebody in H4 and 5? I think I parked in 5 since Fort Anderson had all his shit parked in my spots.
Okay, so
This.
H4 and 5, the last paid row,
Okay.
4 and 5.
Who's gonna go next year?
I've got people coming.
I don't care.
Like my wife.
I want to run that by him, make sure I do not forget. Because
I pay for 2. I have 2 spots.
I'm not, you know,
Oh,
that's
don't
his decision,
look at me
but I
like
wanna-
that.
I don't like to be used.
Right.
I got a little deal that I want to tell you about.
Okay.
You got a local girl, pushed her weight a little bit, it didn't set quite good with me. She got to me through my very close friend Doug Herbert, and she had me on the phone last night. She was kind of like somewhat demanding that I
Wanting an
provide
invite to
her
the-
with whatever she needed to get in the race. Her name is Beaver the ice
You got
skater.
freight in Salt Lake
She's
that
the
you can deliver
local.
to St. George. What do you do?
What is the
You got
first
an
name
LTL
again?
shipment in Vernon.
Lily
It's halfway to Long Beach.
Beaver.
How do you get it there?
Well,
You got product that you got to get
call
to
the
Nephi,
racetrack, and she
Manti,
wants to
Litchfield.
be.
How do you make that happen?
I said,
The answer is
no
simple.
guarantees. I'm
I
not
said
here.
if she wants to pay $50.
I'm
Yeah,
not
she
here.
won't.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
deal. I told her what the deal was. I says, I'm not here to give tickets
And she was
away.
like, well, who can I talk to?
Who can I talk to?
So you might get a call.
Okay.
And even in southeastern
Or she might try to throw, she might say,
Sure.
Shirley told me to call
Is
Mike.
she can say, don't you know who I am?
Right.
Because those are my favorites.
That's the
Those are my
thing. That's the
favorite.
kiss of death when you
Yeah.
say, "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah.
Try it to a traffic cop sometime.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do know who you
She
are.
made me so
But it still
mad.
don't matter.
Exactly.
Well, she wound up with Doug Herbert at the Salt Flats here a couple
Okay.
weeks ago, and Aaron met her because he went out to talk to Doug.
Yeah.
And Aaron said, "Yeah, I met her." And when she realized I couldn't do anything for her, and I wasn't, she didn't. She shined me off like I was. I went, oh,
Here we go.
she did you?
I'm still wearing a Viking hat.
That's her first thing. I can't think of it.
Welcome back to the Racing Fan, brought to you by Beehive Bell Bonds, right here on the all-new 1320 KFAN, powered by you, the fan. I'm Steve Schoenfeld, joined by my co-host. When I get to play host, when the big man's not here, well, the shrinking big man's not here, and I get to play host, I get to play co-host. My co-host is Mike Eames. Mike, thanks for taking the time. A busy
Thanks
day.
for having me.
A busy day today.
A busy day today.
A very
busy
busy
day
for you.
Busy day yesterday, busy day today, busy day tomorrow.
Yep, you gonna take Monday off to make up for it? Yeah, I didn't
A
think
half
so.
a day.
And joining us in studio,
Thanks
Shirley
for the-
Muldowney.
Thanks for the
I can't
invitation.
tell you,
Means the world.
we are so pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, you know, we've talked, Pats, we've talked a little bit about, you know, what's going on in the world of drag racing. The Traxxas Shootout, I'd like to remind everybody, just go to NHRA.com, click on the Traxxas Fuel Shootout, and then you can click to vote, and you can vote on for one driver in Top Fuel, one driver in Fuel Funny Car, and I'm pretty sure Shirley has...
Matt Hagan, MATTHAGAN. Matt
And
Hagan.
by the way, he's dreamy. We found that
Dreamy?
out. We found that out, didn't we, Mike?
I said he was dreamy.
I
He is
know.
dreamy.
I mean,
That's-
he's gorgeous,
Yeah.
but gorgeous in his heart. Wonderful.
Well, he is a great man. He
Yes.
is a good man too. I have to tell you that earlier in the week, I let everybody know that Courtney Force was going to join us today, and they had a person on their team pass away, and it's kind of thrown things up in the air a little bit. So she gracefully bowed out, which I totally understand. But I just wanted to let everybody know it wasn't. She didn't shine us. It was one of those, you know, circumstances beyond our control. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, those things happen. You know, as my dear old dad always says, "There's nobody gets out of this sucker alive."
That's right, and you leave with what you came in with.
That's very true. Well, Shirley, you know, because of the movie Heart Like a Will, which if you haven't seen it, really, hello,
It's a cult. It's
a cult classic.
Yeah,
It is.
It is. Hollywood loves it. Hollywood loves it. The producer went on to. He's produced the last several Batman movies, so that'll give you some idea how big this guy is now.
well, you know, then
Heart Like a Will
you
opened
can feel
doors
you
for
can
him.
feel like you gave him his big shot.
Yeah, why I keep asking him, hey, make another movie. I need the money. Let's say it. Let's tell the real story.
Well, there's probably days when that would be really cool, and probably days when there'd be people just as soon you not do that.
Yeah, well,
Probably more of the latter.
I hope there's a publisher listening because I need to write a book. If Snooki can have a book, Shirley can have a book. And
Snooki has a book.
Snooki has a book. Hey,
Good
I have a
Lord, that's wrong.
I have a 50-year story to tell, and there are people that are going to run for the hills, and that's
I doubt it.
oh yes, and they have it coming. But then again, it's not going to be a "I'll never eat lunch in this town again" type of book. It's going to be a great book, and it's going to tell what a great job the racers have done, the NHRA has done. They weren't always there when they needed to be and should have been, and didn't make all the right decisions in all their wisdom.
And I have to admit there's a chunk of that has not changed
Oh, yeah.
because they
regime,
still
yeah,
they still step in it.
Yep, they still do in all their wisdom, but it's just it's the marketing, the way their concept, their idea, and I still keep telling them, you gotta listen, not so much the viewer and the listener, no offense, but you gotta pay attention to those people that pay the price to come in that gate. That's what you need to pay attention to.
Agreed.
Most important.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Snooki has a book?
Snooki
Yeah,
has
I knew
book.
that would finally register.
That makes me ill.
Now I know I almost honked on the floor here. That's just
Well, I'll tell you.
you know, and
I've
never seen that stupid show, but I know who she is.
Either have I.
Oh boy.
But I need a publisher that will give me the courtesy of a retainer to give to a bona fide writer, and I want that writer to be Bill Stevens. We all know
Oh,
who Bill
yes, we
Stevens
do.
is, quality guy. And also a guy named, you may never have heard of him, Dave, he's got a great last name, Stunkard. But he's from Tennessee, and he's a hillbilly, but boy, can he write. And he's fantastic, and the two of them are going to co-write this book. And it's not going to be 100 pages. It's not going to be tales from the track. It's going to be a biography. And it's going to go from day
Start
one
to finish.
to finish.
Well,
Well, I'm not finished
you're not
yet. I'm
finished.
not finished yet.
From start till now.
I may have a car owner. That's a Salt Lake City native
Cool.
who's going to
We'll see what happens.
maybe put me back in a top fuel car for 10 or 12 races so I can go out and, excuse the expression, screw up the countdown. That's
the
what
goal?
I want to do. It's payback tour, and that's what I may write that on the car.
You
Payback
bet.
tour.
I can see that T-shirt.
Coletta, you're at the top of the list.
So
You know, we're going into Labor Day, and of course, Labor Day always brings out the U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, I won it once.
In
Thank-
1982.
There is a God, I won it once.
You know, had you won the championships that you'd won?
I did win it that year as well.
Yes. Do you think that you would have been lacking something had you not won Indy?
All right, would I trade that Indy
Exactly.
trophy for the 4 World Championships trophies? Not on your life.
It means that much.
That Indy trophy was everything. And of course, I was not number 1 to qualify. I think I was 2 or 3. My memory doesn't. But I raced Coletta in the final. Not the greatest driver out there. Not the greatest tuner out there. But somehow he wiggled his way into the final. And I must tell you that it was the quickest and fastest side-by-side race in drag racing history. Now, 2 years later, he's making a bet for one of my crew members. I left on her. No, you didn't, Connie. Oh, yeah, I did. I left on her. No, you didn't, Connie. So then we went up, and we had somebody run up to the archives up in the tower at Indy. We waited and waited, and here comes Dave Densmore, and he's waving this piece of paper, and he came down, and I did. I left on him by about four 100ths. And it was a $1,000 bet, and he stood there, and it was beautiful. Watch him count out those $100 bills
Thank you very
in
much.
cash. Thank you. So, yeah, I have great stories to tell, but no, he didn't leave on me. His car, was it would leave good. It would just kind of spurt out there, but then it was dead in the water, and we gathered him right up and went to the win.
So,
What else can I say?
folks, that gives you a little insight when you're watching the qualifying and you're watching the final rounds at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals, just how influential and how big a deal that is. You just heard Shirley say that she'd give up the World Championship trophies.
It's your everything,
but
Indy.
but not the U.S.
To
Nationals.
say you won Indy is to say everything. And I'm so thankful that I can take that with me in my old age and say I won Indy.
There's something that
It's my license plate and it's my email address.
there's something that I don't know if it bothers anybody else, but it bothers me. In today's world, with so many national events, and when you were racing, there were 10, 12 national events. and now there's 20-some national
Well, it's
events.
24, it's easy.
It's a very poor comparison.
Well, it's all
when they-
manufactured.
Well, it's a poor comparison when they say, okay, Shirley won 20 national events, and here this person's been racing for 5 years and has 30, or you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Uh,
And I was gone for 11 years. People don't remember. I left the NHRA in 1991 because I didn't have sponsorship.
Yeah.
And, Larry Miner provided me with a program in 1990, the big potato farmer from Hemet. But I was gone 11 years. And once I left the NHRA, it was like I was never there. That is the way they are. And those are the things we have to change. They have to realize it's who the fans still want to see.
Well, I'll tell you what Bakersfield last year, we were the Grand Marshal.
They were wonderful to me.
And turnkey service Tom and I stood in line just like everybody else and waited for you to sign my shirt that I'm wearing right now.
And we used washable ink too,
Yes,
didn't I?
you did. It's a testament to you. There had to have been 200 people lined up, and they were waiting. We waited for an hour. That's quite a testament to still your popularity still, and how much you mean to the sport.
It's there, it really is, and I try to address each and every fan that comes up to me with one important eye contact. Ask them a question, give them a little something, and that means the world to them.
Well, Shirley, I don't want this hour to come to a close, but
Has it been an hour?
unfortunately, I
Oh,
know
my.
it's been great because it seems like you just got here.
Yeah.
We
it
really
goes
appreciate
fast.
you coming, and folks, get out there and support the Animal
Please.
Adoption Center.
That's why I'm here.
Support the
this
silent
weekend.
auction. Let's help raise some money for these folks. They feed these animals and take care of them. It's a no-kill shelter, so every dime that comes in is critical.
It is, and that's I don't want the bracing to overshadow the animals, but then again, vice versa.
I'll make you a deal. If I win Top Dragster, if I qualify and win Top
Do I
Dragster,
get the purse?
I will donate the check to the adoption center.
Oh, we got that on tape?
Yes,
We
you
have
do.
that on
Okay.
tape.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Well, I know the fans are going to support it, but they're going to
Boy,
see one
My wife's gonna shoot
heck
you in
of
the
a
head.
show out there. Nostalgia, nitro, funny cars, and front engine dragsters. They're going to see a wonderful
Great show.
Fuel altered,
Fuel
Steve's favorite.
all the
Yes.
all the real tough race cars to drive are going to be out there. Not these baby carriages you see on ESPN. Sorry, guys, but what you see is what you get
That's
with me,
true.
and it works for me.
Folks, you've been listening to The Racing Fan with Shirley Muldowney today, right here on 1320 KFAN, the all-new 1320 KFAN, powered by you, the fan.
Until the company line at work.
It's not 1,000
Your sports radio
feet,
station.
1320.
Yeah.
That's right. It's not 1,000 cases.
Oh my
so
God,
it's
that went so fast.
1320.
How much fun!
It
You're,
is.
You're very good at what you do.
Why try?
You're very, very good.
Now, how come you didn't say that when we were recording that?
Oh.
Well, I would just be.
Shirley,
And you'll receive
I
2
did
messages a
dream the
day for
world was
21
bad.
days.
Thank
that
you
provide
so much.
tips,
I hope you got
information,
what you
and
wanted.
encouragement to help
Yes,
I hope-
I just hope,
I
this all
should get
turns
some
out.
people
I'm
in that
wearing
gate
this.
for you.
I'm wearing this hat all day today.
Smokers,
I like
for
it.
smokers.
I think, yeah.
Yesterday at the TV.
No, I'm thinking you should take it.
One of our little
I'll bring it
animals
back.
got attacked. Did you know that?
What's that?
Yeah.
One
One
what?
little animal, little chihuahua. One of the TV people had their dog. A big lab. I mean, how do you not trust a lab? He attacked this chihuahua. And the cameraman saved the chihuahua. It was a rough time for us. We were all like in shock. But he was okay. Not a mark on him.
Partnership at drugfree.org and Utah Council
Not a
for
mark
Crime
on him.
Prevention.
We were lucky.
Russ Ayla Jr. is happy because his Seattle Seahawks looked fantastic last night.
Well,
Enjoy your
God, the
favorite
sun will
channels for
shine
as
on
low as
God's front here
$19.99
down
a month
here.
for 12 months.
I told him that the
Plus,
last
get
time
HBO,
with
Cinemax,
the Hernandez
Showtime, and
pitching the
Starz
perfect
free
game.
for 3 months.
I said that Russ
And
Ayla
remember,
Jr. is super happy because